A word that's been on my heart here lately is about praying and continuing to pray even though you don't see that God is even doing anything. The Bible tells us in Acts chapter 12 that on the eve of Peter's execution, the church was praying. The church was hunkered down in a prayer house, seeking the face of God for an answer. But while they were praying, even though they saw nothing, the very angelic being from the Lord was coming down into the prison house and breaking down barriers to reach Peter. See, I want us to understand that even though the church did not see, even though nothing was seen, God was still working. The Bible tells us in the book of Daniel that Daniel was praying. But we find out that while Daniel was just kept on praying, the angelic host of the Lord were battling the forces of darkness to bring Daniel his answer. Even though Daniel never saw any of this happening. It's easy to grow discouraged. It's easy to allow burden and heartache to come about when there seems to be delay, when it seems that God isn't listening, when it seems that God doesn't care. But I want you to understand, just as the angel spoken to Daniel, he said, I have come for your words. Those prayers that you have prayed, those times that you have called out before the Lord, they are not wasted. God hears your prayers, and at the appointed time they are poured out before the Lord as a sweet-smelling savor. See, while the church was praying in Acts 12, God was moving. And see, oftentimes we try to look for signs and we try to look for situations and circumstances that maybe the mood is starting to shift. Maybe the tide is starting to turn. But many times you'll see none of that. Many times, often, it will even seem to be getting worse. Have you ever prayed and it felt like you were going backwards instead of forwards? Don't give up. Don't give up. Because see, God was moving and God was working and God was working out all things for the purpose. But the church didn't see some incremental improvements here and there. They saw nothing until the very answer itself came knocking on their door. So I want you to be encouraged. I want you to be encouraged this day. Maybe you've been praying. Maybe you've had a burden upon your heart. Don't stop praying. Don't stop believing. Don't stop having confidence knowing that your prayers are heard by the very King of glory. And he hears and he answers your prayers. While you were yet speaking, God heard you. And even though you can't see it, even though it feels like things are getting worse and not better, God is moving where you cannot see. And one day, if you maintain your faith, your answer is going to come knocking on your door. Be blessed in Jesus' name.